Welcome to a Warsteiner with, and now we have John Paramor, Chief Referee of the European Tour, nay, the world, in fact, probably. You're in charge, aren't you?
Well, I don't know about that, but I try and look after things on the European Tour.
Yeah. So what makes a good referee, do you think?
I think, one, you've got to have a pretty good understanding of the rules themselves, which are all fairly basic and straightforward and common sense. Then you've got to be pretty good at looking at things and watching players and seeing how they react under different pressures, and then applying the rules to their particular situation.
So have you ever seen anybody deliberately cheating and you've actually seen it happening? Because
no, that doesn't happen very often. It is a game where you have to referee yourself. There's not a referee watching every single piece of action that's going on. And it is a game built on honesty. There aren't too many, thankfully, players who play dishonestly. And those that do, if they're found out, the consequences are fairly severe.
Yeah. So you had a very busy Masters, didn't you, this year? And it was a very controversial Masters for lots of reasons. Tian Lang being the kind of the most obvious. How slow was he?
He was very slow.
Yeah.
We knew that he had not been, shall we say, schooled in how to play quickly or how to play quicker. And I think that was the problem. On the tour, when we go in and start warning players and advise them that they are falling behind, they react to that.
Yeah.
And they are able to move quicker. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that. And that was why he ended up with a problem with the penalty.
So did you realise at that point that you were probably one of the most disliked people in the world at that actual moment?
Probably certainly in China.
The other major incident of the Masters obviously was Tiger's penalty drop, and what happened there. I mean, everyone knows that he dropped it in a place which probably wasn't where it should have been.
Yeah.
Why do you think he did that then?
I think he did it because he didn't want to go exactly the same yardage in case he hit exactly the same shot.
He hit the flag again.
Because he is that good.
Yeah.
And so he thought, well, if I drop it slightly further back, thinking that you could do that, which you could just about detect from the television pictures. What actually happened was that someone who is well known in golf rules circles, because he used to do a very big job in the States, phoned up. The only person he had a telephone number for that he could reach was actually working there from the PGA Tour, so he rang him and said, you know, you might want to have a look at this. That was passed on to the chairman of the Rules Committee, who looked at it and determined, well, no, I don't think it's worth speaking to him. But if it was any of the professional referees, definitely that would have happened.
Yeah.
It was raised before he got anywhere near signing his scorecard, anywhere before he'd got to the 18th hole. So there was plenty of time to get to Tiger and to sit down and speak to him. That was the issue. Unfortunately, the media then weren't spoken to until almost midday or after midday the following day. And at that stage, most of the golfing world had made up their minds that, you know, there was something afoot here and Tiger's got away with something.
Yeah.
He innocently breached a rule, which any of us can do, of which the penalty is 2. He got his 2.
Yeah.
It's just that because of the time lag of letting the world know exactly what had happened, his integrity was damaged. So that's why, unfortunately, it became such a mammoth news story. Of course, with the world's number one, it's always going to become that anyway.
Of course, yeah. So do you play a lot of golf yourself?
No, I used to love the game, but I think too many years of too many bad swings have sort of left me with kind of niggles.
It's not stopped me. What did you play off then when you were?
I got down to 1 for quite some time. I was a single figure or a category 1 golfer for a long, still am, for a long time. Then I went caddying for a year to really find out how good players were. Realised they were a bit better than I thought they were. So I knocked that on the head and thought, well, I did say to the chap I caddied for, I said, if you hear of anything in the golfing business, please let me know. You
had a rule book on you, and then the next thing you know...
Absolutely. I was always kind of fascinated by the rules. I thought they were interesting, and I always felt that perhaps if you knew them quite well, it might save you the odd shot or two.
Yeah.
But it's the most fantastic job ever. I do get to travel extensively. I do meet some fantastic people. I've met some great golfers. I've seen some incredible shots.
Okay, John Paramor, thank you very much for being with the Warsteiner Massive. Chin chin.
Tim, cheers.
Thank you.
Good health.